Today, we find ourselves in a time of transition. As we move from Yom Hazikaron to Yom Ha'atzmaut, this evening marks the transition of remembering and honoring those who fought for our freedom and for the freedom of Jews everywhere to have a place that we can call home. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Zichrono Livracha, in his words last year about this transition, referred to this time being similar to our own sadness and isolation and the hope for a better tomorrow ending the pandemic. While his remarks came only 1 month after the pandemic had begun, he could not have predicted that a little more than a year later we would still be fighting the good fight and yearning for that freedom we all crave for so desperately. In many ways, our fight for our freedom is similar to the 2,000-year struggle of our ancestors to find their release from bondage and oppression, and the yearning to practice and celebrate a Judaism without borders or restrictions. According to Mishnaic terms, our ancestors were forced to practice Judaism reshut hayachit, that is in the private domain, as opposed to reshut ha'arabim in the public domain. For 2,000 years, Jewish practice was something that was done in private, behind closed doors, in the secrecy of one's home or in the synagogue. If Jews performed rituals or read from sacred texts outside in public, they would be assaulted, accosted, or perhaps even be put to death, depending on who saw them and what it was that they were doing. In essence, our ancestors' struggle to be free eventually resulted in the establishment of the State of Israel, and in turn the birth of Medinat Yisrael had brought Judaism back into Reshut Ha'arabim, back into the public domain. As we know, Israel has become a place that we as Jews can practice and celebrate our Jewish rituals and values for all to see and to experience. And so, as we prepare for this evening and into tomorrow, we celebrate that gift of freedom and look forward to the day soon when we too can be Reshut Ha'arabim in the public domain, celebrating our Judaism together as a community. In addition to our service and program tonight to mark Yom Hazikaron and Yom Ha'atzmaut, I would like to invite all of you to a very special Kabbalat Shabbat service this Friday night at 6 p.m., which will feature music from progressive and reform synagogues and communities throughout Israel. This service will introduce you to many new melodies, and we will celebrate the wonderful gifts of Israeli composers and musicians who have brought this music to our worship. I leave you with this version of Yedid Nefesh, composed by Nava Tehila and sung by our own temple singers. I hope you enjoy, and I hope that we can soon sing this melody together and have our voices resonate within the sounds of our beautiful sanctuary.
ידיד נפש הרחמן ושוכבתה אל רצונה ירוץ עתה כמו היה ישתחווה מול הדרה יהיה לו ידידותה מנופף סופף אותה